What's up? It's R.E.E. Ready?
I'm ready, baby. You ready?
All right, let's get it. Tia Tamera mix.
Ew.
Let's get it. Be like Shaydez, where you been at? Yo, it was just a month, I'ma get back. But where your story post, where your vids at? Yo, give me a couple days, you gon' get that. Cause they know when I rash, make a big splash. Use the shit fast, and they pause, make a chick mad, give 'em whiplash. Boss, cause assist bad, you insist that I'm a boss with the pen pad. Ben had all the things that you speak of. You just acknowledged it because you can't deny that I reached a very new height, I'm a leader. They know if it's hard, then I'm going off. I be showing off with my flaws, I still own them all. Cause I'm growing, y'all, you a target, I go with y'all. Not involved, then I mark it, a closer call. There ain't no flow effing with her, A. Please don't go up against her, A. These will not convince her, A. She still uplifts the sisters, A. Great, but my flow killer. If you don't feel it, then you so bitter. Don't spit her when approaching her, no provoking her, won't get her. No, so you a joke to her, go through a real lane change. You one about your business, A. Please no small talk, what is this, A? Please me ballpark of listed rates. Come back, go about persistence, A. Great, if your budget weak, gonna speak, bro, I'm off on it. Bucket least when they come to me, then I'm done with these folks who come for me. And the offer is under the margin, other fees be so costly is.
Hey.
All right.
Hey. Hey. Blazing this motherfucker, show your titties. Dora just a bitch, but I'm real sedity. I'm wetter than the pool, shake like a kidney, chase a fish. Wallaby Sydney, my wife is my queen, my niggas my bitch. Wondering if I fall just like he switch. My eyes are sex foul, so I hit the switch. I'm a A1 bitch, you not fucking with. Oh, just one player of the year. Owe me dues in arrears. This nigga I got no career. A bust up bitch with they fear. Beat the pussy out, beat the pussy out. Might slide the nigga a couple bucks, cause I want him to leave after I fuck. Pip down 1032, get the truck. Bleed green for a leaf full of luck. Cross a nigga up like the rock. Can't control me, I'm in the muck. Gave it a wisdom, he stuck. Me a red, stuck like 100. Choke a nigga out right when I'm coming. Get what I want, then now you're running. I'm Brandie Blaze, who the fuck is you sonning?
Welcome to Cut From a Different Cloth. I am your host, Danny Parker, with Wendy Meets Oprah. Now, on today's show, after we just saw that electrifying performance from my girls, Shaydez and Brandie Blaze, I have them here with the studio for me because I had to have them perform that, y'all. I blast that to work, so I needed them to perform that. It's no shade, but that's my song. But I'm so glad that Shaydez and Brandie Blaze is here. Thank you guys for coming to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
No problem. How are you ladies doing after that performance? Because
I'm amped up now.
yeah, I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Somebody could get beat up, right? That's what I'm like. I'm like, wait, I'm usually not in this type of mood for the show. So
I'm charged.
Okay, I'm charged up. That's what I'm like. So I ain't gonna see nobody I got issues with.
Right. Not right now.
Not right now.
Nobody owe you money?
Yeah.
No, nobody owe me money. Boy, I still need to go get that $40. But no. So with Tia and Tamera remix, like that song, like first of all, the song is crazy on its own.
Thank you.
But then the visual effects, I can't get over that. Like y'all really brought it with the all black, looking like we in the desert storm out here. Like, and from what y'all was saying, like, well, we shot it here. I'm like, that's what? That don't look like.
Lighting will do it for you. Shout out to Jay Hunt. He directed and edited the video.
That's what's up.
And yeah, just put a bunch of like external lighting out there. It was dark. It was right in the Quincy reservations or reservoir, and that was it. Brandie was like, all right, we're gonna wear all black, and boom, that's it. It was so simple, but it just came out looking like much more.
It did, because that was fire. It was like, yo, I'm like, this is what y'all got made here. I'm like, off this song now. That was just a freestyle. So what made y'all just be like, yo, let's just hop on this and do it?
So Red had posted a video of her rapping over that beat, and she murdered it. So I text her. I was like, yo, this is so crazy. I said, I wrote a verse to this song, and I had no idea what I was going to do with it. I thought, like, maybe I could use it for a different song or something, but the beat, I just loved it so much. So I wrote to her, so I hit her up. She's like, yo, let's do it together. So we went and we recorded it. Shout out to Easy Street Productions. Andrew hooked up the mix, and then it was just like, well, let's shoot a video. So then Jay Hunt shot the video as well, and we just kind of threw it out. We didn't expect to really it to go anywhere or do anything. It was just like something that we did as friends to have fun, and it just ended up being a lot more than I think we anticipated it was going to be.
Yeah, it was not. I was not expecting that. Like, people go crazy for the song. Like,
I mean, y'all saw me going crazy. Like, I mean, you know, like, I knew the words. I'm like, whoa, I kind of know the words and stuff. Like, feeling like a concert, you know, like, because that song is really good. Like, it just makes you feel charged up, especially being a woman and hear women like delivering such bars like that. It's like, whoa, y'all hitting such and you do. Your songs, bro. Your songs, bro. You always like, tell them who you fucking with. Like, yo, I be here with it. I be here with it.
It gotta come from your loins. It gotta come from your. If it don't come from your loins, then you don't really mean it.
Cause I be like, she right. Like, you right. I be feeling it. So that's what I'm like, hearing that. Like, let everyone know, like, basically, what's the backstory? Like, you know, we were talking before the show, and it's just like, we were talking basically, like, you know, on the come up, and it's just like, you know, you guys talk about humbling beginnings to now. So let's just do, like, a quick recap of that. Like, the grind. Everyone knows those struggle, but the beautiful years that J. Cole always says, like, be in love with it now, because when you make it, you're gonna miss those days. And I'm like, I'm still trying to feel you on that, brother.
It's lonely. It's lonely.
I'm still trying to feel you.
It's lonely at the top. The come up is the best part. Park said that too.
Right,
So, yeah.
he did, but I'm still trying to feel him on that one too.
Yeah.
So
Right. So I've been performing since I was 3 years old.
Okay.
I started out as a dancer. I did acting. I wanted to be a singer. My dream was just to kind of be like a lounge singer, like draped on a piano, you know, singing neo soul songs. That was my dream. The problem is that I can't sing. So that kind of was a stumbling block to that, a pretty big stumbling block to that dream. So I started writing poetry, and I just transitioned to rap. I've been doing it seriously for about 6 or 7 years. I had a hard time breaking into Boston. I really got my start out in the South Shore, out in Brockton and Quincy, and on the North Shore as well, like Lynn, Lawrence, Lowell, Revere. And then once I started getting traction out in those areas, that's when I was able to finally like break into Boston. And then I would say probably the past year since I linked up with my DJ Y Sham. Shout out to her. She hates when I talk about her. I don't care. She deserves all the shine.
every rapper has their DJ, so of course that doesn't make sense. That doesn't grow.
I don't care what she like. I mean, like, I'm gonna shout you out because she the realest. But in the past year that we've been together, it's just been like so fast, so many things happening at once, and it's just like the things that I dreamed about, the venues that I wanted to be at are happening. I always wanted a Boston Music Award nomination. I went to my first BMA Awards like maybe 10 years ago, and I was like, yo, that's gonna be me one day. And then now it's like, oh wow, it's really happening.
Right. And congratulations to you both on that. Because guys, if you don't know, they are both nominated for separate awards in the Boston Music Awards. So that is dope. We was talking about that as well.
Yes.
Like, so which awards are you guys? Let them know which one of y'all are coming up for in the categories.
I was fortunate enough to be nominated for the Unsigned Artist of the Year,
Okay.
which I love that category.
Yes, right? Because independent, they say right now that's the wave to go.
It is, and I'm an actual real independent artist. Like, there's no help from any other, like, secret help, because there's this thing called, like, Mindy deals, where it's major/indie, and people, like, appear to be indie, but, like, I'm really, like, self-funded. So I really appreciate that nomination.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Because I know, especially with the cost and stuff, it's like the budget.
Arm and a leg.
Always got to have a budget. So it's just
and
like.
I still don't have a budget.
Right. I feel you
I'm
on
doing
that.
what I can do with what I have.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Find a way to make one.
Yeah.
So then, Shaydez, what's your story? Well, your background story?
Okay, so my story is my father was in a rap group when I was younger, so I pretty much had no choice when I was younger but to sort of be indulged in the hip hop scene in Boston back in the mid to late 90s. And then my mom had like this wide variety of music. Like her collection was crazy. So I just think that I was musically inclined since birth. And once I was like 6, my dad, they opened up for Rakim. They were doing guerrilla marketing all around the city and always in the studio, and he would bring me. And so I'm just watching everything go down, and I think that's why to this day I like the production, I like the pre-production of things and seeing it all come together. And I started trying to rap at 7. Wasn't really making a lot of sense yet. I didn't really have enough content or subject matter. And I think my dad was like, keep working at it, keep working at it. Everything he did, I just wanted to do it. I was like making fake mixtapes on karaoke machines and all that type of stuff. And then when I got about, like, I'd say 16, he noticed I started like, he's like, you got a little flow there. Okay. Right. This is when I was in high school. I started battling. And I had a hype woman at the time. That's where I met her, Stephanie Millions. And we went to OB. And every Monday we would battle. So then my name started getting out like that. I've been Red Shaydez since 01. So when I turned 18, my father was like, let me hear you rap something. We used to always drive in a car. And he was like, I'm taking you to the studio. So I started like recording my own stuff, like circa 09. And it took a long time for me to pop here because I was an online radio host on Blog Talk Radio, and I was like marketing myself to everybody else but here. You know, back in the day, people were saying Boston is not the place to pursue music. You know, people don't support here, all these stigmas that are proven wrong today. And so I was like not targeting myself in my own hometown. So fast forward a couple of years later to 2016, I started targeting Boston, and then the rest is sort of like history.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you started targeting Boston, and how were you in 2016? How were you first like received by Boston?
Great. Till this day, people go, you know, who the hell is she? They go, where did you come from? That's what I get a lot. They're like, what, you're like a comment out of the 1995. Like they just think like we haven't heard people spitting like you since you know, the 90s and stuff like that, which that's where most of my influences come from. And I was received pretty well. I can't lie. I can't say like, oh, the only thing I can say is like, the more I accomplish, the more support I get. So I did make a song about that because sometimes it's hard to differentiate between the real love and the fake love. But I have to say I do have like a strong support system, and there are people the people that do rock with me, they rock with me hard. Right. Like really heavy. So I'm really appreciative of that.
Okay, so where did the name Red Shaydez come from? Did you say it's been around?
Yeah, for a long time, and my aunt will kill me if I don't mention her name. So shout out to my auntie Cheryl. She was babysitting me one day and took me to the hair stop over on American Legion in Hyde Park, and she was like, get something you want. You know, they sell like jewelry, earrings, and like glasses and stuff in there. And I looked in the little mirror thing, and I saw these red glasses there. And I was like, I want those. And she was like, all right, you can get those or whatever. I'm an only child. And so I told you guys I was making mixtapes on a karaoke machine. So I came home one day and I put the glasses on. I'm like, all right, this is the newest artist to the label. Had a big imagination. I had teddy bears in class, all this stuff. So I'm like, it's Red Shaydez. Y'all better know she's a problem, blah, blah, blah. But it was me. I was like 5 other different people on the tape. I would just change my voice. Right. So something about like Red Shaydez stuck with me because my nickname is Shay, and so I incorporated it into the Red Shaydez. But once I got older, the red represents the fire and the passion that I put into everything that I do, and I'm very introspective and tell stories, so Shaydez was sort of my vision, and you get to hear like my perspective on a lot of things that I rap about, so Red Shaydez.
That fits so perfectly. And that came together.
Yeah, like, it did.
Who would ever think just seeing some random Red Shaydez, you know, in here stop, and then it could be so phenomenal to your life. And so, you know, it's just like drawn, like destiny in a sense.
Yeah, it really was. It was fate.
Okay, then. So Brandie Blaze. Why Brandie Blaze?
Well, my first name really is Brandie. People think like, oh, it's a whole stage name. No, that actually is my name. For me, I feel like 2 different people because when I'm off stage, I'm Brandie. Hi, you know, very sweet. And then when I'm on stage, I'm Blaze. My mouth is real spicy, real fiery. It's not from smoking weed. People always think it's a weed reference. It's not.
Right, it's just the fire that you bring. Like,
I mean, I'll talk real spicy off stage sometimes. You know, not all the time, but sometimes.
sometimes it's like you talk spicy all the time.
I mean, to certain people,
That
to
part.
certain men.
You know what's crazy though? Because I was reading an article a few months about you. Like you both were in the article. It was like the top 6 femcees coming out of Boston, and I was like, oh, I was like, they're gonna be on the show. Like that. I was hyped. I was like, oh, this. I felt really honored. But when I read the article and they described you as a trap feminist, that stood out to me because I was like, a trap feminist. I've never heard those two together. Like, what is a trap feminist?
That's how I brand myself. I'm a hood girl. I'm from Dorchester. And mainstream feminism just tends to center only certain type of women. So like white women, thin women, cisgender women, straight women, middle class women. And there's so many other different types of women. And it's like, well, where do we fit into that conversation if we're only going to talk about one type of woman?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're talking about women, okay, you have a white woman, she can just talk about being a woman. I have to talk about being black. I have to talk about being queer. I have to talk about being fat. I have to talk about all those things because those are all the things that make me Brandie. So for me, trap feminism is for everyone. It's for the hood girls. It's for the trans girls. It's for the queer girls. It's for the fat girls. It's for the dark-skinned girls. It's for everyone so that we can all come together and really push towards equality. Because you can't have equality for just one person. It got to be for everybody.
Right. Because every woman, if you, like everyone knows, every woman is different. We're all different. You
Right.
see? So it's just like being a woman, but we all share being a woman. The daily trials and tribulations that come from it, whether you're trans, cis, non-binary, fat, skinny, black, white, whatever, you can be purple. You still go through the struggles of being a woman and
Right.
dealing with these crazy men. So it's just like, to hear trap feminists though, and then hearing a lot of women like underground and mainstream, it just seems like they're trying to take more control of their sexuality. Like, we're not hearing this, we're not putting up with the shit no more. Basically, we're being sexually free, liberated. So to hear now, but I have a problem with women too, because women aren't accepting of women. And that's where it's like, if we can't come together, how are they gonna see us and take us seriously? Because like you said, every woman that you listed, they all can't come together. Like, we share a struggle. Like a big woman and a skinny woman shares a struggle. It's like, oh, I wanna gain weight. Lady, I wanna lose weight, okay? Like, what you talking about? Can I give you some of this? And you know what I'm saying? But we can't do that. But it's like, we see on a different spectrum though. But it's like, oh, well, you shouldn't complain, and well, you shouldn't do this. And women always tearing each other down. With rap, and I want to ask both of you this, women are on the come up. It's like you see it every day. But then look at what happened with Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. It used to be Lil' Kim and Nicki Minaj. To then it's like seeing it from 2009 to 2019, that happened to Nicki Minaj. It was like Nicki was coming up, Nicki came up, she was popping, everyone was like, everyone don't take that from my girl, because I remember walking down Mildred Street in Atlanta in college, rapping Warning for Nicki. But it's just like, social media, it's like with women, they put us together and there can't be just one, it has to be one queen, it can't be more. So what do you think needs to change within our culture?
Well, I think the media can start with showing that that's not actually the case. I think because they highlight a lot of the negativity within pitting two females together, it makes it seem like that's all that's happening. But if you dig a little deeper, at least from my perspective, there's a lot of like female empowerment happening, going on. Especially we can talk about something here, like in Boston. There's just a lot. I hear some people, they're like, I don't see people stick together. And it's like, it's really about your tribe and what the media chooses to focus on. So once I started like just doing away with that and looking up, all right, well, who is together? Who's collaborating? Who's putting our shows together? Who's making these mixtapes? Then I started seeing, I went down a rabbit hole and I saw like, oh, they really are out here all together and coming together of all different backgrounds and walks of life. So I feel like if we, help perpetuate that stigma, then it's going to be like, yeah, that's what's there. But I just choose to see the other side. I guess I'm a little too optimistic, but I do see a lot of like togetherness.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely see it too. I think for me, coming up, before I really started doing this seriously, the first female rapper I really saw out here was Dutch Rebel. And I've really, really like idolized her. When I saw her on the cover of Boston magazine, I was like, whoa, who's that? And I just wanted to like consume like all her music, and I fangirl out for her. Like we're friends now. That's my homegirl. But like the first maybe 10 times we met, I would just be like overcome. I was like, I just love you. I just want to tell you I love you, right? And she's such a beautiful person and has really like embraced me a lot. We just have a community here that's like really amazing and beautiful. Like the article you talked about, the 6 of us, they're gonna kill me. But we have a group chat. We talk. We're friends.
Oops,
like, right? But we talk. We help each other out. You have someone like Oompa, who I look at as a mentor and also a very good friend of mine, who's opened a lot of doors for me, especially in Boston. Oompa was instrumental to me breaking out in Boston.
That's what's up.
Me too.
And I'll be real with you, I've never experienced the cattiness or the ill will with other female rappers. The only issues I've had have been with men. And I'll be like, let's talk about that. Because
Please,
they
let's talk
shut
about
us. They'll shut us completely out, and then people will just focus on the women. It's like, oh, there can only be one. But who set us up for that? It was
They're
the
the
men
ones
that
doing the
set
puppet.
that up.
They're the ones pulling the strings.
Right. So it's like when
And
you
we're
leave us
feeding
to our
into it.
own devices, we build community. And that's how you have me and Red here together, because we could do records together, but we're also really good friends that people don't see that. And because, we're also private people too. But I think people know we're friends.
Yeah. We be going hard.
People know.
People know y'all fuck with each other. People definitely know y'all fuck with each other. Like, it's more than just professional rap tip. Like, people can tell. But because we got to wrap up soon. So I know both of y'all got some albums coming out. Yeah. Because this ain't coming out for a few weeks, and afterwards you would have already spilled the beans. So, who wants to go first?
Oh, Red, you see Red pointing at me? You see how she do me?
Right.
I'm giving you the floor, baby girl.
So I'm actually dropping my second full-length project. It's called Late Bloomer. It comes out in December. The release party is December 6th at the Rockwell in Somerville. I'm not telling anybody when it actually comes out. So you have to just come see me at the release party if you want to find out when the album actually comes out. But I'm really excited. I have a lot of dope local producers like Yak Marvelous and South End's Finest and Soul. Did a lot of work on the album. I haven't dropped that album in 3 years. So I'm very excited and very nervous.
Don't be. I know it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope because you've been doing some good features. Especially that Cleo trap.
Yes.
Cleo,
Getting nominated for Song of the Year for that. Whoo, snatch my wig off, okay?
That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing. And you?
So I do have, I'm working on my second full-length album that's slated for a 2020 release, but I have a new single that's going to be coming out soon that's going to be exclusively released on WBUR that I'm very excited about. It's in conjunction with the show, All Together Now. So that's going to be in November, on November 9th. So I'm excited, so make sure you guys track my shows, chillinandshade.com, and yeah.
All right, then. Thank you guys so much for being on my show. Thank you, ladies, because they ain't but the guys. All right?
Right.
Thank you, ladies, for being on my show. I am so excited. I'm so grateful that y'all came to perform one of my favorite tracks from y'all, because that is dope. It's your girl, Danny P. Thank you guys for tuning in to Cut From a Different Cloth, where Wendy meets Oprah, and catch me next time, all right? I'm so excited. Yo. That
You a target, I go with y'all. You're not involved. Ain't nobody fucking with me. Hey, great.